Hi everyone. So let's do a collective reading just to try to capture the energy that is around us today. I have two tarot decks. I have ancestor messages here, and then I have two oracle decks that we will work with. So the first message we have is leap of faith. So this is giving me the feeling that the Fool card in tarot would have. The Fool card is about taking a risk. It's not knowing necessarily where you're going to land, but that faith part or the trust part is that you are going the right way or doing the right thing, but it always involves taking a risk. So then we have live your dream. Never give up on your dreams. Dare to live the adventure. So there's this leap of faith, there's risk, there's daring, there's adventure. So perhaps there is something going on in your life having to do with your dreams that you're meant to follow, or perhaps you're being asked to take a risk on it. So let's get one more oracle card. And we have Enlightenment. So I do think that when we are on our spiritual path, when we're going the right way, we get enlightened, but a little bit at a time. So you don't always necessarily see what the next step is in front of you. But again, it's this feeling of just trust that you will be shown the way, but you have to really be daring. You have to have faith. You have to really take that risk in order to get the payoff, like no risk, no reward type of energy. So let's move into the tarot to see what else we can find. I see the Page of Wands at the bottom there, and that is another card of adventure. So let's see. So we have the High Priestess, King of Swords, Six of Wands, Seven of Cups. Underneath, Justice, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, the Lovers, which I'm going to flip over, and then the Page of Pentacles underneath everything. So having the Page of Pentacles show up at the bottom tells me that you are starting something new, and that's generally what the leap of faith, what the Fool card might entail. Living your dream, starting something new. The Page of Pentacles is really building something from the ground up, that you may not know exactly what you're doing or exactly where you're going, but you know you're being called to do it. And that when you have these ideas, when you have these dreams, you're meant to pursue them. You're not meant to just keep them to yourself, because then nothing would happen. Nothing would ever be built. You would never be able to bring whatever you're meant to bring into existence. So you are being asked to focus on the High Priestess and Justice. So if there was something in your life that felt imbalanced, maybe having to do with this dream of yours, but it could be unrelated, the Justice card never shows up unless something in your life is out of balance. And so I do feel like you're being called to really use your intuition to allow that to happen, that whatever is being balanced out right now, if you have to accept something, if you have to let something go, if you have to grieve something, I'm feeling like you're really being called to use your intuition to figure out why what is happening to you right now is happening, because the Justice card is always the right thing. It always comes in to balance out and make things better. So even if it feels like something is not better right now, you just have to trust that the universe knows what it's doing, and that perhaps if there is a part of you that needs to come out of the shadows, for example, in order to live your dreams. So we've been talking about a lot of examples lately of perhaps the job that you were trained to do versus the job that your heart wants to do. So I know in a couple of readings ago, I used the example of you were educated to be a doctor, but you really would like to be a screenwriter instead. So of course, that's not everybody's story. I'm just making the energy work. I'm just telling you a story so you can understand. But there is this feeling that if there's a shift going on in your energy, if there's something you're meant to do, if there's something that is this enlightenment, this next step is calling you to write that screenplay, this is saying to really allow your intuition to allow this to happen. So whatever that means to you, make that make sense for your story. But that's what the High Priestess and Justice are saying. To release something so that you can follow your dream. That's when the enlightenment comes, and that's where the faith comes in. Releasing something, perhaps the only thing you've ever known, perhaps it's a relationship, but it's releasing something so that you can leap into this new thing is what this is really about. So in your challenge position is the King of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So the King of Swords understands the truth about everything. The King of Swords trusts their instincts, they trust their intelligence, they discern the truth in all situations. They have a lot of clarity because they've been through conflict before. So you're showing up as the King of Swords. So what this is telling me is that it's really going to require your intellect and your instincts to read a person around you who is showing up as the Knight of Pentacles. So make this make sense for you and your situation, but there's a Knight of Pentacles energy around you. Feels like someone who could be a bit ambitious, maybe like a hustler type of person. But I think that you are really being called, especially with the combination of the High Priestess and the King of Swords. I think you are really being called to understand the BS that this person is selling you, the bill of goods that this person is selling you. I'm getting that really strongly because this is your challenge position. And with these two together, you're really being asked to turn on your human lie detector and figure out who the snake in the grass is, or who may be taking advantage of you, or who may just be using you for what you can give. Because I do see a Six of Wands for you, which means you're having a lot of success when it comes to something. So this may be the thing you have to release. This may be the thing that's out of balance, is whoever this person in your energy is who's not giving you the straight dope. That may be the thing you have to release in order to then follow your dream. So the message coming through is the Six of Wands and the Nine of Swords. So there is something about the visibility of this. Perhaps, you know what I just got, and this isn't going to be for everyone, but this could be a family member who might be trying to get something from you, or someone that you considered family. So make that make sense, but I did just get that it may be hard. The more visible you get, the more stressed out you might get, because this person is really latched onto you, which I think is why Justice is here, which I think is why you have to release it so that you can move forward. So hopefully that all is making sense to you. But I do think that the more success you have, the more this person is going to stress you out. And that's why I think it's important to kind of cut them off now, or set a boundary now. Because with this Six of Wands, there is something you're doing that's creative, it's imaginative, it could be even a bit magical, some kind of artistic expression. So make that make sense for you, but it does look like you're going to get a lot of visibility, but in turn, this situation doesn't look like it's getting better without you releasing it. So, but I see you still a bit confused about that choice. And so that's why I feel like when I heard that it could be a family member, it's someone who's really difficult for you to release. So you might have a family with them, you might share assets, you might have children, you might share things, pets, make it make sense for you. But I can see that you're still really confused about this, even though this person is probably more competition to you, or you feel like you have to look over your shoulder, or you know there's something off about this person. You're still confused about how to make a choice to separate from them because of something here that's holding you together. So I do think, again, I'm drawn back to this King of Swords, for you to really be focused, and for you to really move this forward, and for you to really be clear and set strict boundaries with whoever this person is. Because I do think that, again, the more famous you get, or the more success you have, the worse your stress is going to ramp up. So the High Priestess and Justice are with the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is about your resourcefulness. It's about your positive potential. And so is the Page of Pentacles. So this is certainly about something you're meant to do, a dream that you have, something you want to start. It requires a leap of faith, but it's here. This is just saying use your intuition, release something, and allow this new passion project in. The King of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles are with Fortitude, which is the strength card in this deck. So this is about vitality and this is about courage. And the King of Swords has both. But you really, this is saying, so I'm having sympathy, I'm having compassion for you in this situation, because I can tell that it's going to take a lot of courage for you to stand up to this person. Or perhaps, again, there might be family members involved. You might be disappointing other people if you set a boundary. So it is coming through very clearly that this is going to be difficult for you. It's going to require your courage. It will be challenging, but the cards are really suggesting that you do it now before it gets worse. So the Six of Wands and the Nine of Swords are with the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is about opportunities. It can even be about creativity. So I do feel that this whole creative thing that's happening, your opportunity to set a boundary is now. And that's really when these opportunities and these creative endeavors can really come in for you. And for some of you, because it's the Knight of Cups, this could be a romantic partner too, which we've already touched on, because we said you might have children with this person, you might share a home with this person. So again, make that part make sense for you and your story. And then the Seven of Cups and the Lovers are with the Knight of Pentacles. So we're seeing the Knight of Pentacles again, which ties us right back to this. But this is about your own productivity. This is about your own endurance to move this forward. There are a few steps involved. The first and most challenging step will be in setting a boundary with this person. But then once you do that, then you're going to be enlightened to see the next step towards your dreams. And that's exactly when you can really start working diligently and being productive and really building this thing from the ground up. But right now, as long as this person is still in your energy, I don't think you're going to have that enlightenment that you need in order to really push your dreams forward. So there you go. That is our collective reading for the day. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.